We're going to start with the opening statement from Coach Eagan.
Yep. Really proud of our kids. I mean, that might have been the longest game that I've ever coached in, including some kids' games. But it was a game where it was just a battle of two really good teams. I thought Little Rock, they do what they do, and they defend really, really well, and we struggled in some areas against that. So a lot of credit to them, but really proud of just how we stayed the course. Towards the end, they took the lead, and we very well, as a young team, could have sank and given up, and our kids were just determined to win that game. So a lot of great things from our kids and a lot of good things that we can continue to build on, but I'm really, really proud of them.
Well, Coach, off the opening point that you kind of made, it was a marathon. I think it spanned 2 hours, 20 minutes plus. So in a game like that where you had a relatively normal half as far as pace is concerned in the first half, and you get 3 or 4 reviews in the second half, how difficult is it to kind of keep that focus in the huddle for those extended reviews and then try to continue building on your momentum out of those breaks?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, when you have so many breaks, especially in that second half, it's hard to stay engaged that long. But I think our kids do a really good job of talking about things and reminding each other of things during that time. So I think they just do a great job of that, staying focused. They know how important it is.
Gracy, you had 10 and 6 tonight. Able to rebound the basketball from the backcourt position. It's such a big deal in gaining an advantage on the glass. And the Lions were plus 14 when you were on the floor this afternoon. How do you personally try to lead this team when you're on the floor with the energy and the passion that you play with?
I just think we really feed off of each other, and that kind of helps me to be more vocal. And I think then when we have one person being vocal, it just leads to the rest of the team being vocal, and then that just ups everybody's energy and everyone just plays so much better.
Coach, a lot of plays in the game, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the last one. You kind of get a broken play off a throw. You're trying to get it into Brooke down in the post. It gets deflected out. Ellie just kind of picks it up and forces it home. What can you say just about the mettle of that kid?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a lot of kids on our team that are willing when it's time to make a play, and at that point, she did a great job of knowing time and score and what needed to happen. And I mean, there's nothing but money from the time it left her hand.
Going back to the beginning, they are not statistically a three-point shooting team, but they knocked down a couple early, and we were kind of having the debate on the broadcast of, how serious do you take that? It's not one, it ended up being 3. You've got to kind of close out on that, but you also want to stay in what you're doing and not open yourself up to their strength. What's that balance like, Coach, of trying to kind of toe that line?
Yeah, I think it's really hard, because you're talking about Faith Hill, one of the best players in the league, and how athletic she is, and it's hard for us to guard her one-on-one. So we've got to be able to help, but if they're hitting threes, it makes it tough because our kids know they got to be out. So it's just that balance of kind of understanding the flow of the game when they're going to her, when they're going to Jordan, when they're not, when you can help, when you can't help. And I think there's a lot of things we can get better for the second time that we play them defensively, for sure.
Gracy, you hit the massive corner 3. I think at the time gave a 3 or 4 point lead, but you didn't have a ton of attempts in this one. I mean, the defense allowed you to shoot more perimeter shots in the game on Thursday. This game you were able to play a little bit more inside out, but regardless of how many shots you're getting up over the course of a 40-minute game, you seem even keel. How are you able to maintain that when you might shoot 5 shots in one game and then 11 or 12 in the next game?
I think it's just kind of work off of the court too, just being confident in what I'm doing and knowing that it's going to carry over into a game, whether that's, like you said, 12 shots or 4 shots. And I mean, I have all my teammates picking me up after every single play, so that really helps too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.